Scano, good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon here on the Cattaraugus territory, and I want to extend a special welcome to our guests from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. They're sitting right next to me. They've made the trip to Seneca territory and brought some good weather and some exciting news. And over the last several years, the Seneca Nation has made unprecedented investments in the services that we provide our people. And we see the investments we've made in the healthcare, public safety, education, and the community buildings we have built here in Cattaraugus and in Allegheny as well. These investments were part of an overall effort to create a stronger and healthier Seneca community. But for all the services we are able to provide to our people, what happens when they go home? As individuals, home is where we want to be and where we feel the most comfortable. Yet many individuals and families in our communities are living in older homes that present unseen health risks, hazards like lead paint, mold, radon, and other dangers. As a nation, we can only be as strong as those who are the most vulnerable in our community. And we can only grow stronger if our people are well taken care of. Thankfully, HUD, through its Healthy Homes Production Program, is helping provide some of the provided and needed support there where it is needed most and matters in our people's lives, in our people's homes. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce Lynn Patton, the HUD Regional Administrator, and Matt Hunter, Deputy Secretary of HUD.
Thank you. Thank you so much, President Gates. It's a pleasure to be here at Seneca Nation. If you don't mind, I'm going to stand up and go over by the podium so that we can turn our check around, since that's why we're here. Perfect. Thank you. So, good afternoon. It's a privilege to be here at Seneca Nation of Indians, and it's a pleasure to be able to meet everyone. I want to thank Seneca Nation President Todd Gates for having us and for his leadership, and I thank the Seneca Nation Cattaraugus counselors for joining us here today. It's an honor to have you all in the room. It's also great to meet Seneca Nation Housing Authority Executive Director Adrian Stevens, who along with his staff will be administrating this great program to Seneca Nation residents. And of course, it's always an honor to have a representation from HUD headquarters in Washington, D.C. in the form of my boss, Assistant Deputy Secretary Matthew Hunter. Thank you, who was actually just in Alaska delivering identical funding to tribes there. As you know, one of Secretary Carson's greatest priorities is health. As a neurosurgeon, never before has the nexus of health and housing truly been upon us. The Secretary is acutely aware of hazards that the home can bring, whether it be the dangers of lead paint poisoning, asthma, or falls in the home for seniors. Protecting families and their children from safety hazards is a huge investment in the health of those who live in Seneca Nation. Preventing these injuries is the best way to maintain self-independence, mobility, and good health. This administration has committed nearly $13 million nationwide to ensuring that Native American communities are given the resources to optimize their homes and safeguard their wellness. And that is why it is my pleasure to announce that HUD New York, New Jersey is awarding almost $1 million in Healthy Home grants to Seneca Nation today so that 15 low-income families can improve their health and quality of life. Seneca Nation residents will be able to count on local organizations like Seneca Nation Employment and Training Department, Seneca Nation Housing Authority, of course, Seneca Nation National Health System, Tribal Employment Rights Office, and Seneca Nation Mortgage Program to help guide them through the process of modifying their homes. HUD is using technology to help tenants and homeowners alike identify and mitigate health hazards in the home. So I want to announce that you can download our HUD Healthy Homes app on your Android or Apple phone, and it'll walk you through ways to fortify your home with step-by-step instructions to make it a safer and more livable environment. So I am extremely pleased that Seneca Nation took the initiative to apply for this grant funding, and I hope you will continue to do so in the coming years. Congratulations. We can go straight to Adrian.
All right, thanks for helping improve the lives of our people in our community and making it a priority. The funding of nearly $1 million from HUD will help make those important differences in people's lives. The HUD grant will be administered through the Seneca Nation Housing Authority and will help fund important modifications, including electrical, plumbing improvements, and other indoor ventilation upgrades. And it is with pleasure that I introduce our Housing Director, Adrian Stevens. Adrian?
Now let's get out, Mr. President. Thank you to Team HUD for this remarkable support. As President Gates said, improving the quality of our housing stock on territory has been an area of focus for the nation over the past several years. In just that last few years, we have been able to build new houses here in Cattaraugus as well as in Allegheny, and mainly in Bush Road, not far from where we are right now. While it's been exciting and gratifying to create new housing opportunities for our people, we have to address our older housing stock and the housing options available to those who live on low incomes. With this grant, we will be able to help Seneca families in 15 housing units from both Cattaraugus and Allegheny make improvements to their homes that can reduce health risks and improve safety and ultimately improve their health and their family's health as well. Residents who qualify the grants will be able to apply through the Seneca Nation Planning Department, more so than because of the many departments that will be working together on this. We'll be working in collaboration with other departments and medical and social services providers to ensure the programs run smoothly and that approved modifications are made in a timely manner. I want to thank HUD for their support. I think there's, 13 grants throughout the nation that received this, so I think we're very fortunate to have this grant.
A little over 12 million.
Yep, over $12 million that was available. And I especially want to thank our team here at the Seneca Nation who's worked to help secure this important grant and who will oversee the implementation of the program, which includes mainly the Seneca Nation Planning Department, also Arlene Beauvais, our Planning Director Lucille White, Grants Writer Paula Pachon, Winston John. I also think our Finance Officer Joelle Thompson worked on this, and many others in our department. I think it's really gonna help the 15 families that we do have here, especially in the health and safety issues here. You know, like I said, it's radon, it's mold, lead paint, a lot of things that just people take for granted that are safety issues that just are overlooked at times, but are very, very deadly to people too. So myself being an environmental person from way back, I think this grant will help these individuals with this to really open our eyes to the health hazards and the safety issues that we have here on our territories.
Thank you. And if I may, I just want to take a moment to thank my team for helping put this together. Certainly Lisa Puglisi, our field office director here in Buffalo, Stephen Murphy, my deputy regional administrator, of course Jake Dale as well from the regional administrator's office, and Olga in public affairs. Thank you so much for making this moment a huge success, and for helping organize, and Lisa obviously for your continued work with the Housing Authority here, and Mr. Stevens to make sure that the grant is rolled out and spent efficiently and effectively.
Thank you for coming down. Thank you, Adrian and the housing staff, our planning department, our grants department, our council for making all this happen. And you know, I couldn't be more happier because it, like I said earlier, you know, a healthy community is what we're striving for, and this just helps us in our communities provide that safe environment for all of us to
Now let's take a picture with this big check.